In this video, we're going to talk about how you get better at what you do and what you need to do in order to get that experience as quickly as possible. So when I was a kid, I remember running around the neighborhood, playing games of all kinds, having all kinds of adventures, and all we needed was just our imagination and maybe a stick for a sword. As we got older, our games got a little more sophisticated, and we eventually switched over to playing role-playing games. Now, a role-playing game is just a system of rules that let you play a game of make-believe. What you do is you roll dice. Dice introduce an element of chance and honestly an element of fairness through that chance. For a six-sided die, for example, any given die that you roll has a 50% chance of rolling a 4 or higher. And so for some action that you're taking, you might roll. You might have 6 dice that you can roll, and you count the number of dice that you roll a 4 or higher on. The more successes that you roll, the more successful you are at taking that action. And so you might have some sort of opposing action where, I'm trying to shoot you and you're trying to dodge out of the way. I see how many successes I get, you see how many successes you get, and whoever gets more successes was more successful at that action. If you want to get more successful at doing something, you need more dice that you can roll. Because if you have 6 dice that you're rolling and you need to get 6 successes, well, there's only a 3% chance that's going to happen. If you can roll 7 dice, then your chances go up to over 10%. At 8 dice, your chances are over 20%. The more dice you can roll, the more likely it is that you'll achieve success, and the better success you're going to achieve. Now, this is talking about you as the character in the game, but the same rules apply to you as the player. So how do you get more dice that you can roll? Well, at the end of an adventure, the game master, the person who's kind of coordinating the story for everybody else, will award you, the player, some number of experience points. You can use those experience points to increase your character's skills and abilities so that your character gets better at what they do. Now, the number of experience points that you're awarded depends on how you do as a player. Honestly, if you're just phoning it in and you're not really doing anything that stretches your character, then the game master will give you some number of experience points. Thanks for playing. But if you really want to get a lot of experience points, then your character needs to be stepping outside their comfort zone and doing a lot of new and interesting things. Like if you're a magician and you're just doing like little parlor tricks like you might do at a kid's birthday party. Yeah, thanks for playing. You're going to get some experience points. But if you're out there and you're constantly studying and you're over you're exploring some ancient castle and you come across this ancient library full of arcane knowledge, and you're picking books up, you're reading through it, you're studying, you're having conversations with people every chance you can. You see somebody else pull off some amazing spell. You go over and talk to them like, hey, that was amazing. How did you do that? And you're stretching yourself. You're coming up with new and imaginative ways of applying the skills that you already have, the spells that you already have in new situations. Then the game master is going to see that, and will give you more experience points. And the faster you get experience points, the faster you can level up your character and get to higher levels. As you get to those higher levels, that's when you have more dice to roll, and so you can take on harder challenges. It's like if you only have 6 dice that you can roll, you're not going to do something that requires 8 successes. It's just something that's beyond your abilities. So the more you level up, the more you can do, and the better you can do it. And the faster you'll achieve success. And so you, the player, well, basically the same thing happens for you. As you get experience in doing things, you learn, you grow, and you get better at doing it. There are 3 things that you need to keep in mind in order to get experience as quickly as possible. Number 1, you need to do things that you've never done before. It's axiomatic. It's kind of the definition of growth. And it sounds counterintuitive. You think like, well, no, I get better at doing the things that I know how to do, and that's true to a certain extent, but only just a little bit. Because when you're to level 6 in whatever you're doing, when you're at a level 6, you know the level 6 questions, you have the level 6 answers. And all that's going to get you to is level 6. Okay, if you want to get to level 7, then you have to start asking the level 7 questions. You have to start figuring ways that you can stretch yourself, and you have to start exploring and learning what the level 7 answers are. That's how you get to level 7. Number 2, you've got to leave your comfort zone. Doing things we've never done before can be a bit uncomfortable, right? Because we like knowing the answers. We don't like not knowing the answers. We don't like fumbling around, feeling like we don't know what we're doing. It's scary. We don't feel confident. But you know what? Nobody feels confident all the time. Everybody is out there doing things that they've never done before. And the ones that are and the ones that go farther and do more and are more successful, they're the ones that get used to that uncomfortable feeling, and they start to embrace it and seek it out, because they understand that feeling of discomfort is a sign that they're learning, they're growing, they are doing things they've never done before. And so soon they're going to be capable of doing things that they were never capable of doing before. And that's growth. You're not going to feel ready to step out there and do these things. And that's okay. Because the truth is, by the time you feel ready, you were ready a long time ago. So get out there. So number 3, you have to constantly be looking out for ways that you can step up. Life will bring you some opportunities to step outside your comfort zone and do things you've never done before, but they're going to come at a trickle. You're in the driver's seat. Okay? If you want those experiences to come more quickly, more often, you can do that. That's up to you. You have full control over that. When you get home in the evenings, what do? Do you just kick back and relax and say, okay, I've put in a good day's work. I've earned this. I'm gonna take a break now, and you put on Netflix for 3 hours, or do you pull out a book? Do you learn? Do you study things? Do you get out there and just do something? Do you just do something with your hands? Look for those opportunities. Seek them out. Don't just wait for them to happen. The more experience that you have getting out there and doing new things, the more your mind will grow. And you will get better at learning. Learning and growth will become easier for you, and you start accelerating that learning and growth process. That's an exciting thing when that starts to happen. Learning needs to be exciting. So, 3 things. First, do things you've never done before. It's almost the definition of growth. It's going to be uncomfortable, but that's fine. Because 2, you've got to step outside your comfort zone. That's the only way it's going to work. It's the only way it's going to happen. Number 3, look for opportunities to step up. Because the more often you can step up, the faster you're going to level up. Okay? So until next time, stay sharp. Thanks for watching. I hope you've gotten something out of this video. If you have, do me a favor, hit the like button. If you didn't like it, well, you're still here. I think you got something out of it. But if I could have done better, do me a favor. Comment below. Let me know what I could have done better. Help me level up so that I can help you better. I'm Colter Reed, your productivity coach, helping you figure out how to make productivity work for you. Hit subscribe, ring my bell, and whatever comes next, you'll be among the first to know. Thanks. Now, there are 3 things that you need to keep in mind as you're going about life if you want to get experience as fastly. There are 3 things that you need. Three things. There are 3 things that you need.